Today, we're going to be taking a look at the first place list from the Japan National Championship, Lugia V-STAR. The main thing you're going to notice about this Lugia V-STAR deck is that they don't play the new Carmine card that allows you to discard your hand if you go first. As a Lugia player, you always want to go first, and the fact that you had a card that could discard cards from your hand going first seemed extremely powerful. But this deck list that got first place was able to win without it. They're also missing the Water Ogre Pawn. They're playing the Flutter Mane in place of the Water Ogre Pawn, it looks like. The Midnight Fluttering ability is just so strong into decks such as Lost Box. It almost shuts them down and forces them to have a Boss's Orders or Prime Catcher out to even be able to play the game. Very, very straightforward deck list here. You have the Mist Energy to protect yourself from damage counters from Dragapult and Sableye, 4 Jet Energy to be able to move. You have huge retreat cost Pokemon such as Iron Hands and Bloodmoon Ursaluna that you like to be able to pivot without having to hard retreat and use all of your energy. The Legacy Energy is just absolutely broken inside of Lugia. You can attach it to Iron Hands, take 2 prizes with Amp You Very Much, and then only lose 1 prize in return when your opponent knocks out your Iron Hands. That's if they can even do the 230 damage. Blood Moon is a crazy late game sweeper. When paired with Jet Energy, you could take 4 prize cards in 2 turns very easily. We do have the one Call for Family Minccino, just so strong whenever you go second to be able to call for family to get your Lugia V down. We do only play the 3/3 line of Lugia V and V-STAR, so it's a little bit more difficult to get that Lugia V, so having the out to call for family is extremely powerful. We don't want to play a bunch of the 60 HP Mincinos because of Dragapult, so we do have the 70 HP Minccino to offset the 160 HP. We do have 3 Minccino here. Not a lot of else going on. 2 Jamming Tower. The biggest thing that Lugia V-STAR decks struggle with is tool cards. Brave Charm, Hero's Cape, Ancient Booster Capsule. Being able to turn those off, and even being able to turn off a Forced Sealstone attachment by your opponent is really, really strong. Great Ball allows you to find Archeops, V-STAR, your evolution Pokemon, and your basic Pokemon. I don't know how I feel about Great Ball. I think I prefer Nest Ball just because it's guaranteed you're going to get something with Nest Ball, but Great Ball can help you get your Archeops to be able to Ultra Ball those away in the early game. Heavy count of supporters here, only 1 Lumineon. We are able to recycle Lumineon with the Legacy Energy using Aqua Return. Overall, just a very straightforward and solid list that was able to get first place at the Japan Championships by Hikaru Kobayama. Yeah, and this is his deck list here, where we're going to play the exact same deck list today. Let's go ahead and hop into some matches and see how it runs. All right, off to a really strong start already. Won our first 3 matches. Let's see if we can get some better matches going here. Those first couple were just, 2 Archeops in hand with an Ultra Ball, turn 2 attack. Not a lot you can do with Lugia V-STAR opponent whenever they have just absolutely everything in their hand. Whenever you get attacking turn 2, Lugia V-STAR is probably the best deck in the entire format. The inconsistency with Lugia V-STAR is the biggest reason why Lugia V-STAR is kind of being held back a little bit. That's why I thought Carmine was going to be so good. Got the Lumineon start here, which is usually a death sentence, but with Legacy Energy, we're able to Aqua Return back to the deck, which is fantastic. All right, we top deck a Lugia V. Got extremely lucky right there. Gonna grab the Minccino here. And we're going to attach to the Minccino and pass. There's a good chance that we can evolve this Minccino, be able to get a Jet Energy off of our Professor Research, and be able just to go ahead and start attacking next turn. Our opponent is not going to be attacking this turn. It looks like they're playing a Goldingo deck, so they do need a few setup turns just like we do. So we could just go ahead and start attacking before we even have our Archeops on the field. All right, got the Greninja. It's kind of a scary matchup if they're able to get the Greninja going before we're able to evolve our Mincinos. But I think once we have our Mincinos evolved, there's not a lot that Goldingo can do against Lugia V-STAR. It's kind of a bad matchup for Goldingo. Goldingo's kind of in a bad place right now. It just doesn't do what Raging Bolt does. It does what Raging Bolt does, but not as well. It does 50 times each energy discarded from your hand, but Raging Bolt gets so much energy in play, and it does 70 times that it's just better to play that. Man, that's awesome. Top deck the V-Star here. We don't have any Archeops in the discard, so we're going to hope we get a Jet Energy, which we whiff. Completely fine. All right, we got... I think we're just going to sack the Lumineon here. I think that we can get pretty far behind in this matchup and still be fine. If they prime catcher up our Cinccino, that wouldn't be very good, but I feel like just the way things are going so far that we're going to be okay. If we would have attached an energy to Lumineon and then attached to Lugia V, we would have been able to do Read the Wind, but I think that this was an overall stronger play to go ahead and start attacking. As long as we get our Archeops in the discard pile here pretty quick, we should be fine. Our opponent could end up whiffing an attack here as well. It's very likely that they just don't have the 4 energy in hand and the 1 attachment on the Goldingo to take the knockout on Lumineon. Let's see what they can come up with here. Cypher Maniacs, Code Breaking, and Goldingo is a lot of fun. Goldingo is a very fun deck to play. I don't think it's in a very good place right now. It just kind of loses to everything that's in the meta. With the especially with the 50 HP Gimme Ghouls, even though it has the call for family attack, this is really, really bad to play. TM Devolution with Dragapult would just absolutely body this deck. We may end up playing the Pokestop next turn, trying to find an Ultra Ball. If we get an Ultra Ball and just start attacking here, taking 2 prize KOs in return, I think we're going to just kind of run away with the game. Would have been more correct to do the Read the Wind play, but we weren't guaranteed to have another Lugia down, and if they took a knockout on our 1 Lugia, we would have been in bad shape. All right, let's see. Let's see what they can get going here. I think they may have the 4 energy in hand and the 1 attachment, which is kind of crazy. Yep, they got it. That's crazy. Good on them, though. Good on them. The odds of them getting that many energy into their hand was very, very unlikely. All right. Let's see. We need a Lumineon here. There's the Lumineon. Did we prize it? We did. That's okay. Could actually just Bloodmoon here. We attach a double turbo, boss up the Palkia. This is fine. We're going to hit the Pokestop. We're going to see if we can get an Ultra Ball here, which would be preferable. There's double Ultra Ball. That's what we were looking for. Go ahead and grab another Minccino. The correct play probably would have been just to go into Iron Hands, boss up the Palkia V, but I really want to get rid of their draw support here because they only have 3 cards. All right, let's go ahead and attach a couple energy here. And we're going to go ahead and attach a couple to the Minccino on the bench. I think actually we're only going to attach the 1 gift energy. If they take a knockout with the Greninja, at least it'll activate. And we'll take the knockout on the Goldingo. The more I look at it, the more we should have just done the Iron Hands play. But I feel like we just win either way with the Mincinos or the Iron Hands play. I don't want to put more 2 prize Pokemon in play that are easier to knock out than the V-Star and the Bloodmoon Ursaluna. Not benching the Bloodmoon Ursaluna was probably also correct until I had played out the turn. But this is just such a bad matchup for them. I don't think it's going to matter too much. Ultra Ball, that's good for them. They got 4 water energy in the discard pile, so they do have Palkia V-Star attacking. If they fill up their bench, they could knock out Bloodmoon with the Palkia. But if they do that, then they just open themselves up to being KO'd with the Cinccino. The hardest part about playing this Lugia deck right now is figuring out when to use your Legacy Energy. It would have been okay even to put it on this Cinccino and just take no prize cards off of knocking out the Cinccino. But they went ahead and benched another Palkia V, which is really, really bad for them. That was a pretty big mistake, honestly. They have to know that this deck plays Iron Hand. Yeah, there's just not a lot they can do. That's how all these matches have been going today. Everyone's just kind of been playing, 3-4 turns and then just conceding. Like, once you get set up with Lugia, you just kind of run away with it. All right, go ahead and get into another match here. If you don't get set up with Lugia, it's not really a great time. But with Legacy Energy, if you don't get set up right away, you can actually still come back and win because of the power of Legacy Energy. Offsetting the prize trade with Legacy Energy is a big, big factor in Lugia V-Star's return to relevance. I think it's going to be a massive deck come NAIC time this upcoming weekend. I wouldn't be surprised if it had the biggest meta share, followed by Raging Bolt. I'm a really, really big fan of Bloodmoon Ursaluna, like Lost Box, but with everyone playing Flutter Mane, it's kind of rough for Lost Box, honestly. I think Lugia is probably just the best play because it has the best matchup into most of the potential decks you're going to see. Lugia V-Star into like Control, for instance, is just basically free. Looks like they're playing Raging Bolt, so we don't want to start a 2-price Pokemon here because they could very, very easily have a knockout going into next turn. This is the one matchup that's kind of sketchy for Lugia. That's why we play the 2 Jamming Towers to turn off the Brave Charms. Bloodmoon Ursaluna just kind of Whoa, what are we doing here? Okay. I figured we were playing a Raging Bolt deck. Maybe not. Go ahead and get the Lugia V down. This Iron Hands. Let's see what we get off of this Great Ball. Cinccino. So we can't just sack our hand here. That wouldn't work out too well. This was the call for family Minccino, that would be amazing. I think we just... Do we just read the wind here? I don't see a world where they're getting a knockout on Lugia V. I think we just read the wind. I think we're going to grab... Jacq. Go ahead and play Jacq. Grab double Archeops. We do have one prized. Going to jet up the Lugia V and just read the wind here. I don't think we're going to be able to be punished by this. We just don't have enough on the bench. Does depend on what they're playing for sure, but we do have double Archeops V-Star in hand for next turn as long as they don't disrupt our hand. And then you just kind of run away with it here. This is an interesting looking deck so far. There's Radiant Charizard. Just like a... I don't know what this is. I'm trying to figure it out, but this is just weird. Regidrago deck, but that plays Entei V. This is one of the more interesting decks we've seen so far today. There's the Iono, just completely getting rid of our amazing next turn. Man, we honestly don't have anything here. This is a good Iono. I don't think they have anything either. Are they gonna? They may be able to attack, but other than that, they just don't have a lot going on. We may just push the Flutter Mane here. We're not going to be able to leave our Lugia V. What are they doing? I mean, that's fine. That makes it so we have Lugia for next turn. This is so random. So random. That was a really good Iono. We have literally nothing now. All right. Oop, almost put up the Lumineon. Wasn't paying attention there. Jeez. This is bad. Did we just read the wind again? Oh, it's so bad. I think we need to keep the Jamming Tower. Wow. I don't think they have a knockout though. I just don't see it. Don't think we need Jamming Tower yet. We're just gonna read the wind. This is the fun part about playing Lugia V-Star. When you brick, you brick. I still don't know what they're doing here. This is a weird deck. Like I get that Regidrago V-Star is really strong, but it's just like I don't know. Like, do you have a 220 HP Pokemon here? Definitely should have played the... I don't know why they didn't play the research there, unless they have another one in hand. Okay, that makes sense. They still don't have anything in the discard pile. Yeah, if they get this Regidrago online and they get something in the discard pile that can actually do some damage, we're in trouble. I think we just lose and concede at that point. Teomask Ogrepon is just busted. All right, they didn't get anything that has 220 capability. But we're also kind of in trouble because we just don't have anything on our bench. Two E-switches in hand. Do they have the switch card too? They're down to 15 cards in deck already. This is crazy. Okay. Makes sense. I think we just lose here, right? That was such a good Iono. Put us down to just energy in hand. This is a pile. Like, they probably feel really good about this deck right now, but this deck is a pile. Just use Dragapult, right? Guess they could use Goodra. Yeah, Dragapult's the way to go. Sets up a knockout on Lugia V next turn regardless. I think we just concede here. I don't see a way back into this. Because we would need a jet just to even be able to use Bloodmoon. Yeah. Yeah, GG. That's just Lugia for you. That's why a lot of the people don't like it, because sometimes you just don't have anything. You bring cards into your hand and then you get hit with an Iono and all of a sudden you have 90% of your hand is energy and you just lose. All right, Ursaluna start. That's what we want to see. Ursaluna start. Ursaluna start against Raging Bolt. That is not good. That is not good at all. This is where Carmine would be very nice. This might just be an auto loss. So, like, if we don't get down to Minccino here, they're going to be taking 2 prize knockouts consistently. Yeah, we might just throw in the towel on this one. Let's see what they get. If they set up really well, we'll just throw in the towel. I don't know if they looked at Raging Bolt's attack whenever they designed the Teal Mask Ogerpon or not, but jeez. It's honestly showing off how powerful Earthen Vessel is more than anything. Like, Earthen Vessel is so strong. For that reason right there. You have 2 different energy attack costs, but you can grab 2 different energies with Earthen Vessel. And you can discard an energy, pair that with Seda. If you would have discarded an energy. Yeah, if they get an attack here, I think we just move on to the next. Pokestop all 3 Sedas. That's what we need, basically. Well, there's an Ogerpon. Maybe they'll just whiff the Seda. Seems unlikely, but I've seen crazier things happen. There's a Squawk. Seems super unlikely now. We're just going to quit if they get this. Because even with Bloodmoon, we're still not taking a knockout on Raging Bolt because it has 240 hit points. With no weakness. And Seda the fighting, of course. Could just go after the Ogerpon with Bloodmoon. Yeah, why not? Why not? Attach a double turbo, boss up Ogerpon. Why not? Maybe they whiff for a couple turns. Oh. Even then, that's still so tough. We'll have to play the Pokestop. Hopefully, we discard some Archeops. Get another Ultra Ball, maybe. Pokestop is such a lie, though. All you do is you discard all of your best cards. All right, no, there's no chance they whiff the Seda. No chance. Wow. Okay. Figured this was one of those games where we were just throwing in the towel. All right, we got a Pokestop. Discard 1 Archeops. 1 Archeops. Yeah, that's what we needed. All right. Man, we're getting rid of a lot of energy to do this, aren't we? Yes, we are. We are getting rid of a lot of energy to do this, but why not? Oop. I was honestly just gonna just concede. Like that's how bad it was. But if we take out this one Ogerpon, I don't know. Do they have a way back in with us taking out Pokestop with Tempest Dive here? We do have quite a bit of energy in the discard, so let's see. Jeez. Broken. Absolutely broken, man. Pokestop got us an Archeops. That's the only reason that this is happening. We don't need the Mist, do we? Problem is they're going to use this. And we're going to have to push up something we don't want to. Yeah, if they have a Professor Seda and a manual attachment, they have a knockout, which is bonkers. Bonkers. I think we have to give him an Archeops, don't we? Like, I don't want to, but we can't give him Bloodmoon. That's one of our win conditions. Really wish we had a Minccino on the bench. That'd be nice. Yeah. They just need a Seda here. If they whiffed a Seda again, I'm going to feel bad for them, honestly. With how much they've drawn. They've only got 17 cards in deck. If they whiff Seda again, that'd be absolutely insane. But if they take the knockout here, take 2 prizes. They're only taking 1 prize. So we wouldn't be able to do Bloodmoon here. Yeah, now they're rolling. Now they're rolling. If we get any way to get Lumineon boss's orders to take out another Ogerpon, we have to do it. Not what we wanted. Good thing is if they take a knockout here on anything but the Archeops, we do have gift energies in play everywhere. And we'll draw 5. Which can make a big difference on what we do. Teal Dance is so broken. So broken. Energy acceleration and draw power. It's absolutely crazy. There's the Seda. Boss. I guess they could take out Ursaluna. That. Okay. That's fine. I don't care. Doesn't activate a gift energy, though. That's the problem. They don't have a way to play Seda this turn either. So unless they have a switch cart and a lightning in hand, this is not the right play. Do they have the switch cart? If they don't, that's kind of just game over. Oh, there's another charm. Okay. I'll just take the knockout. That's fine. And then they can't boss around the gift energy because there's nothing else in play. They're playing really, really smart. I mean, they can't activate these gift energies. I would just try and go after their teal mask ogre pawns with boss if I had access to more. That's busted. Busted. Yeah, I think that's just game over, right? We just boss up the teal mask next turn. I was honestly just going to quit at the beginning of this match. I thought they had it. I thought they were going to take out our lone Lugia. And I was ready to just quit. This game's been in shambles, man. Taking out the Archeops usually makes sense, but every time you take a knockout, you make this easier to use. If they don't play Iono here, we just win. I don't know how I feel about Squawkabilly in this deck. I feel like it takes up the bench space that you would need for your third Ogre Pawn. You have to play Greninja. That's just too good. But I don't know about Squawkabilly. This deck's pretty inconsistent, and Squawkabilly helps with that. But the bench space it takes up is really valuable. You almost have to play like, I don't know, Collapse Stadium or something like that just to get it out of the way. I don't know. I've never been a fan of Squawkabilly. It's just too easy to KO. This is probably going to be the most popular deck at NAIC is the Raging Bolt. Maybe Lugia will be best. It'll probably be Lugia number 1, Raging Bolt number 2. Gardevoir will probably not even make the top 5, but it'll probably be the deck that ends up taking it home. If they take 2 prizes here, we just push up the Blood Moon, attach an energy, boss up one of the teal mask. It's basically like a free Radiant Charizard. I guess it does take 2 prize cards, but this feels really good. Radiant Charizard with the Legacy Energy also seems like it would be really good. All right. I was honestly just going to throw this match. Like, I was just going to quit. And then we end up pulling it together here. Crazy. Blood Moon for 1 energy. I honestly, they had it. Like, I don't know. That was really, really lucky on my end. We might have learned that going after the Archeops as the Raging Bolt player is not the right play. I feel like you need a 2-2-2 line. And that's what I was so worried about, and that's why I thought I was going to lose. It's because I figured they were just going to take the Lugia, take the Blood Moon, and then if I had to set up another Lugia, they would just take that. I'll take it, though. I'll take it. We learned to just leave the Archeops alone, I guess. Oh, he conceded. I honestly don't think I don't think that guy was out of it. I don't think he was out of it. All right, I'm done. 10-3. I'm done. Playing stall makes me just want to quit. It's annoying. I hate playing stall. I wish it didn't exist. It's no fun. I understand why it exists, but it's still no fun. I do appreciate you guys checking out this video, and I'll see you in the next one.